Right, Red Bull, we're nearly there, guys. The last of the 10 teams. Thank you for sticking with us through all these. Let's go through this. So Red Bull, for me, are another difficult team to grade overall because they started the season as undoubtedly the fastest team on the grid. You know, Max Verstappen winning 4 of the first 5 races. He would have made it 5 from 5 had that reliability issue not affected him at the Australian Grand Prix. And Sergio Perez too, in those 4 races that Max Verstappen won, he finished second 3 times and he got 3rd in the other one. So he was showing that he was very much a good backup driver to Max Verstappen. But since then, things have changed. They've really changed. The rise of McLaren winning their first race of the season at the Miami Grand Prix, and later the rise also of Mercedes as well, has really challenged Red Bull going into this second half of the season. And as a result, their actual lead in the championship, in the Constructors' Championship, is just 42 points, which is not that big of a gap at all. Max Verstappen is absolutely carrying that team. You look at Max Verstappen's points, 277. He's 78 points ahead of Lando Norris in second place. But where is Sergio Perez? Perez is all the way down in 7th overall. And if it wasn't for George Russell's disqualification at the Belgian Grand Prix, I believe Russell would have put him down into 8th. So Perez would have been the worst driver from the top 4 teams in the championship, despite Red Bull being top of the Constructors' Championship. It's not a great look. There's also been all the rumblings behind the scenes with power struggles and this and that, and the controversy with Christian Horner, which I'm not really going to factor into this, but I feel like it has to be mentioned. There is absolute chaos behind the scenes at Red Bull, a real power struggle there. Max Verstappen's contract seems to be nailed down until 2028 now, because there was doubts about whether he would be at the team next season. We still in truth don't know who is going to be driving for the next season. Yes, Perez has a contract until 26, but ever since Perez has signed that contract before the Monaco Grand Prix, his pace has absolutely fallen off a cliff. And to be fair, the car as well, the upgrades they've been bringing for the car have not really improved it. It's not really shown it. Even Max Verstappen, you know, you look at his last few races, he's not won in 4 Grand Prix, which for him is a long time, you know, and only standing on the podium in one of those races too at the British Grand Prix. It's fair to say at times during this second quarter of the season, really, Red Bull have only had the 3rd best car at times. You can even argue they had the 4th fastest car at Silverstone, because Carlos Sainz was catching Max Verstappen in the early stages. So for me, this is going to factor into my grade, because for me, if you've gone from the most dominant car in Formula 1 history, because that's what the RB19 was, that is the most dominant car ever. It beat every stat for a team ever done. Anything that the peak Ferrari did in the early 2000s or the McLaren in the late 80s, early 90s, nothing compares to it. Even their own incredible Red Bull car in 2013. I mean, the 2022 Red Bull car broke records for like Max Verstappen's consecutive win streak and things like that. So with that in mind, this is going to be a controversial one because they're top of the constructors, but I'm going to give Red Bull a B. I'm going to give Red Bull a B because you cannot argue that their car in particular has declined since the start of this season. And being 3rd in the constructor from being 1st in the constructors last year, when the regulations have pretty much stayed the same, you have to say that's disappointing. Yes, of course, they've been the best team overall, the top of the constructors. Max Verstappen is pulling out absolute miracles, and that's why I give him an A, because I feel, and this might be a hot take, this might be an unpopular opinion, I don't know, but I know a few people agree with me on this one. But I think that Max Verstappen is very much overperforming in that car. I think he's driving the absolute wheels off it, and that's part of the reason why he's been so angry and frustrated on the radio, particularly in Hungary, of course, because he's doing his absolute best out there and he's not winning, and he hates that. He's a winning animal, that kid. He is an unbelievable driver, and if he's not winning and it's not his fault, he's blaming the team, he's blaming the car, because frankly the upgrades have not worked. They have not worked. That car now is not really better than it was at the start of the season. Everybody else has improved, everybody else has caught up. But for me, that's why I'm giving Verstappen an A, Red Bull a B. They have been disappointing in that sense, they have regressed, but they are still top, so you can't give them less than a B for that. Perez, there have been doubts about him being replaced mid-season, that is not happening. I'm giving him a D grade because I feel like he's showing where that car probably should be. But at times, in particular, his qualifying pace has been abysmal in this second quarter of the season in particular, and that has to factor into it. And you also have to say that Max Verstappen's won what? 7 Grand Prix. Sergio Perez hasn't won one. Yeah, he hasn't won since like early 23, so he has to be disappointing for me. Borderline E grade, I would say as well. But that's my take, guys. That's Red Bull. That's all the teams that we've gone through. If you're on the supercut of this is the end of it. If you're watching just this clip of it, then go check out some more. We're going to put more up on the channel as we go along. But yeah, those are all the grades, guys. And yeah, we'll just fade into the outro now. Nice transition, I'm sure.